So, for today's podcast, Andy Owen, you are the athletic director for EVSC. You're also handling talent development. So, you've got a lot of irons in the fire. But today, we're talking sports. And boy, we had a big weekend coming off the athletic scene. So, tell us what happened over the weekend, if you would.
A very exciting weekend for the EVSC and boys basketball, as both we had a 4A sectional champion in the Harrison Warriors and a 3A boys basketball sectional champion in the Bossy Bulldogs. We were very fortunate that both the 3A sectional champion and the 4A sectional champion were placed in the same regional. So members from the community of both of Harrison and Bossy headed to Huntingburg, Indiana,
Yeah.
to their memorial gym, which is a
Kind of a historic gymnasium in the state.
definitely, one of the better ones to play in. It was a great atmosphere for all of the EVSC fans. So, both of our teams were able to participate in the regional there. It started off the morning with the Bossy Bulldogs defeating Southridge in front of a packed crowd.
Well, what a great win for them because they really just kept getting better and better all regular season. Then to win the sectional and then walk away with this regional, what an accomplishment.
It was an amazing accomplishment. It's also good not only for the EVSC but for the SIAC. I think Bossy being a 3A school, playing with a lot of 4A schools in the conference, better prepares them. Obviously, they're able to compete with any of them during the regular season, but they have a few more losses than some of the teams left in 3A. But I don't think the 3A teams have played the SIC competition like Bossy has. So prepared them, and they were able to come out successful.
And best of luck to them this coming weekend. They'll be heading up, did you say Seymour, Indiana?
Yeah, so the semi-state will actually be 2 games. Bossy will play their morning game against Scottsburg, and if they're fortunate enough to win, they'll play the winner of Danville and Guerin Catholic for the championship game that night. So
Okay, so good luck to the Bossy Bulldogs in the upcoming semi-state. Let's talk briefly then about Harrison sectional champions. As you said, unfortunately, their season came to an end in the regional, but boy, what a contest, what a game.
one of the best high school basketball games I've seen. It's just unfortunate that the team I was rooting for and
Right.
all of us were rooting for was didn't come out on top,
Well,
but
they only had 4 losses, I believe, up to that point, correct?
an amazing season from Harrison and Coach Fleener and his staff. What a great job! 2 times now they're back to back SIAC champions. So really proud of having the boys basketball EVSC champion 2 years in a row, and lost to a very good Jeffersonville team. But nonetheless, it was a great showing, not only by Harrison's basketball team, but their student section, their crowd, those type
You
of
know,
things.
now that you're saying that, I did see a post from someone affiliated with Bossy, and they said how great it was that Harrison's crowd came up to Huntingburg early so that they could cheer on Bossy in their game before Harrison's game, which I mean, that's what athletics are all about.
It was really a time to think about just the EVSC coming together and
Sure.
2 of our East Side,
Supporting each
South
other.
Side schools supporting each other. And it was a great day. So Bossy stayed for the second game and supported the Harrison Warriors all the way through. But the Harrison to take the fan bus up so as early as they did to get there for the start of that first game and then stay all afternoon to watch their team. A credit to Harrison, their leadership to for making the right
Yeah,
decision.
that's
And
great.
it was a good experience and a meaningful day for all of our student athletes and fans.
Well, with all this, we always say these are memories that kids are going to remember for the rest of their lives. So, really exciting. And certainly, we don't want to go past the fact that just a little bit earlier, we had another sectional champion, and this was in girls basketball.
Yes, this year it was a great girls basketball sectional. I was extremely proud of all of our teams. Harrison did a tremendous job hosting it. Wrights High School came off of more wins this year in girls basketball than they have previously. I think it was 17 maybe wins this season. Central was the returning sectional champion with Player of the Year and Maddie Shirley, and she was in that as well. But the North Huskies, they had lost some games to end the year, but the coach Schote and his Huskies came through in a great 4A
Came on
sectional
strong at the
champion
right time, didn't they?
to win the championship. So congratulations, North and girls basketball.
Yeah, that is outstanding. And as we're talking about wrapping up here winter sports season, what else did we have that you'd like to highlight with winter sports?
Well, absolutely. So we have both boys and girls swimming, which was great, and then also wrestling. So I'll start with girls swimming. Numbers were up this year, so which is great because we have a fantastic facility in the Deaconess Aquatic Center. So
Yeah, I mean, touch briefly on that, if you would, Andy. How big of an impact has that been for all of our high school swimmers to get to now swim in this state of the art facility?
well,
The
it's
Deaconess Aquatic Center,
the
of course.
proof is in the numbers. We want participations. We know the values of high school athletics, so we just want kids to be a part of it. We think good things are going to come from that, not only while they're in high school, but also later in life. So the facilities matter. Students and families and people
Sure,
know
they do.
that, and Not only is this state of the art facility, but it's large enough that all of our students can practice after school. Years ago, swimming, you would be on a schedule. We didn't have the
Some students
lanes
had to go early, early in the morning, correct?
early in the morning or even 6 to 8 slot at night. You just never knew. You couldn't get in a regular
Sure.
schedule. So the benefits of the aquatic center and our student athletes being to swim there regularly every day after school on a certain schedule has really benefited us. But as far as success goes, diving, Anna Bunnell from North High School, she had set all kinds of school records
This
the
is
last
really
4 years.
amazing what she accomplished.
Sectional champion, regional champion, and then actually to medal at the state finals as our first medalist in diving
I think she
ever.
finished 3rd place, right?
Third place,
At the
correct.
state level. I mean, you're talking about incredible talent, and for her to walk away with a 3rd place finish at state, I mean, that is an accomplishment.
Yeah, it's an amazing girl. Just a talented gymnast that got into diving, and just from a great family. And excited that she's signed a Division One. She's going to swim and dive at University of Southern Indiana, so she'll
Fantastic.
stay local.
Fantastic. So, anything else you wanna lift from winter sports?
Wrestling, it was really neat this year. State finals were in Evansville,
Yeah, and that
at the
doesn't
Ford
happen. That
Center.
was, I think, because the NBA All-Star Game was up in Indianapolis, which then required them to move, but that was a great opportunity for our community to get to host that.
Absolutely, it was to just show off the city of Evansville, an athletic event. There was thousands of fans and spectators and athletes down here. So really want to thank, Beth Hagan has done a great job with semi-state year after year, and her being able to put that on with the team that she has was just. I think very influential in them saying, "Hey, you can host the state the way that Beth Hagan and her team has been able to host the semi-state." But Harrison wrestling coach, want to say something about him. Coach Masterson was the SIC wrestling coach of the year. This was going to be his last year coaching, and he's put a lot of time and effort not only into the Harrison program but growing wrestling down in Evansville area.
And, before we leave winter sports, I think we may have left out one sectional champion, and that was in swimming, correct?
First ever in the history of the EVSC. Now, swimming hasn't been around very long, but the North Huskies captured the
As a
boys
team.
boys swimming sectional championship. And Coach Jake Downs was also awarded SIAC Coach of the Year. So congratulations to North and their boys swimming program to bring the EVSC its first swimming sectional championship in history.
Really, as you and I are recapping this, really, when you look at it from your vantage point, just a tremendously successful winter sports season here in the EVSC.
Yeah, there's goals and there's purposes, and obviously our goals are to compete at the highest level and win championships. Purposes to develop good women, men, women of some integrity. They're going to be better later in life, but the goals were accomplished. We're getting there. Resources matter, facilities matter, people matter, but getting the right places, people in the right places, and the support of our board and our administration, we're headed the right way, and I'm awful proud to be helping with that.
Well, that's fantastic. We appreciate everything you and your team do. So let's make a transition here. Great time of year. Time just changed over the weekend, so it's going to be staying light later in the day. And that means one thing, it's time for spring athletic season. So tell us what's coming up.
Well, spring sports will be here before we know it. There's a lot of teams already practicing. Baseball actually starts today. So, baseball and softball. And then we'll also have boys and girls track. We'll have girls tennis and we'll have boys golf. So, looking forward to seeing all of these athletes. The springtime, the school year's winding down, the weather's getting warmer, and just a great time to go catch some athletes in action.
Well, it is great. I just said recently, in fact, I love when you drive past one of our stadiums during track season. So many athletes out competing in the different events. I mean, something special about spring sports.
Yeah, I think in the camaraderie between all of the athletes, especially in track, because you're different teams outside in between events. There's some relationships built amongst teams that's pretty neat.
And speaking of spring sports, Andy, we've got a couple of teams I know you've really got your eye on for success.
Yeah, excited about this spring. I think we'd start when you start springtime, and we'll start boys golf with EVSC. North High School, 7 straight regional championship.
7 straight regional championships. That is something that may be unprecedented.
I do not know of anywhere else that's been done, at least on the southern part of the state. So congratulations, Keith Bagby. But we just threw him out there as our eyes are on you this spring. So the you and your team, best
Pressure's
of luck.
on.
I do think though that we do have a state champion caliber team in that, and it'll be exciting to watch those kids hopefully have a meaningful experience. And then track, the state finals, both our boys and girls. We need to get some athletes up there again this year, get them medaling. We've had state champions in
We've
the
had that,
past,
yes.
and that's at a tremendous facility at Indiana University. So excited for that as well.
Okay, so looking forward to that. And then before we wrap up today, I know we just finished something that you were involved with as deeply embedded as you are in local athletics, and that was the Ohio Valley Conference men's and women's basketball tournament was held here at the Ford Center. But not only was that great for our community, some of our students benefited from that as well.
Yes, we were able to collaborate with the Ohio Valley Conference, which is 11 universities from around this area, including University of Southern Indiana. Their men's and women's basketball championship was hosted at the Ford Center, and we were trying to come up with something that would be meaningful for our student athletes, their student athletes of the universities, for our students also in our classroom. So we partnered 11 fourth grade classrooms with each university. So each university had a fourth grade classroom. They're represented in Hebron, Cynthia Heights, and Oak Hill. All fourth grade classrooms were adopted by one of their universities. This interaction started with the school sending them all kinds of gear and nice things, from T-shirts to lanyards to pennants
Some
to
swag,
mugs,
if you will.
swag, if you
Yeah.
will. Yeah, and the kids were excited, and so were the families when the kids brought them home from school. Then from the swag, they went straight into two interactions on Zoom to kind of talk about character development, whether it was trying and overcoming adversity, being a good friend, staying away from bullying, those type of things. And then the second was a lot of question and answers about college life and about athletics and those things. So I think there was very meaningful experiences. The feedback from the teachers was very positive. And then we celebrated the completion of this with all 11 classrooms at the Ford Center on the court watching the OVC basketball tournament. They got honored at halftime. So that was really neat for the students.
Great. Well, we love seeing something like that, good for our community, but love to see those partnerships with our schools because at the end of the day, we know it benefits our students. So appreciate you sharing that. And we look forward to you coming in at the end of the spring sports season to tell us about the success. And boy, go Bossy Bulldogs this weekend. We're looking forward to seeing if they can't keep this moving.
Yes, everyone in the EVSC is a Bulldog fan this week. Best of luck at semis.
All right, Andy Owen, thank you very much.
Thank you.